So when people talk about your design, or design that occurred in your time at Apple, they often refer to minimalism, simplicity, the clarity and function, things like this. And that's all certainly true. But part of what's very striking to me is how much of it seems to have some kind of sense of humor or joy woven into it. Like there's the iMac, like the Pixar lamp. There's the lozenge iMacs in their Technicolor. There were even iPod socks. What's the role of joy in design?
Well, I think that's such a good question, because I think one of the mistakes that people make is that they think simple products, simplicity is about removing clutter. And to me, that means you just would end up with an uncluttered product.
But a kind of desiccated, soulless product.
Actually, that's a beautiful description, a desiccated, soulless product. I think that's what a lot of minimalism ends up being, or modernism ends up manifesting as. My goal and our goal collectively has been to bring order to chaos, to try but simplicity to me is trying to succinctly express the essence of something and its purpose and its role in our life. I actually think that something that I feel conscious of is that I think generally in the Valley and generally in our shared, in our industry, I think joy and humor has been missing. And that's something that that sort of weighed on me a bit. And the products that we're all developing, they're complicated, aren't they? And sometimes joy gets confused with being trivial. But I think I always go back, I don't know about you, but I always go back to being very clear that my state of mind and how I am in my practice ultimately is going to be embodied in the work. And so if I'm consumed with anxiety, that's how the work will end up. And so I think to be hopeful and optimistic and joyful in our practice and be that way in how we relate to each other and our colleagues, I actually think that's how the products will end up.
There's a